Lewis Hamilton might be in for a rude shock from Mercedes due to the high demand on the team. Being the best driver for Mercedes since replacing Michael Schumacher in 2013, you ought to think that the team wouldn't be ready to risk losing him. Therefore, they would end up giving in to his demands. However, the contract extension that was expected to be signed by the start of the season is yet to be signed, which leaves me wondering why Mercedes might shy away from granting Hamilton's demands. Are they going to meet his demands? Journey with me as we find out more about Hamilton's fate at Mercedes. Hamilton has been offered €60 million per season as an extension to his current Mercedes deal, which expires at the end of this year. The extension of Hamilton's contract seems like a matter of more when rather than if, with both the driver and the team principal Toto Wolff saying that they would like the relationship to continue. Wolff said that the two would sit down over the winter break and come to an agreement, but a new deal is yet to be announced. However, there are rumors that a contract and some of the specifics of the arrangement that will keep Hamilton with the Silver Arrows have been reached. Hamilton has reportedly been offered a €62 million salary, up from his existing deal of €40 million, according to sports business publication Sportoon. Unlike his current deal, the new terms don't give him a €22 million bonus if he wins the World Championship. The reported deal is a 2-year extension which would see Hamilton race into his 40s. 20 Minutes also reports that the salary will largely be paid by Mercedes' sponsor, Ineos. The two have a long-standing relationship away from Formula One as well, with Hamilton being part of Ineos' owner, Ratcliffe's unsuccessful bid to buy Chelsea, and recent rumors that they're now targeting Manchester United. Ratcliffe is going to pick up 90% of the contract, which also includes funds used to finance Hamilton's charity, Mission 44. Aside from the financial terms of the deal, Hamilton is also looking for an ambassadorial role in the Silver Arrows and wants a 10-year deal with the Daimler Group, for which he would ask around €25 million per year. If you want to believe the rumor mill, of course, While there have been a few examples in F1 history of drivers racing well into their 40s and even in some cases their 50s, the average retirement age for a racing driver is their 30s. But Formula One is currently following a trend that all sports have been: athletes being able to compete at a high level later in their careers. James Anderson, Roger Federer, Tom Brady, the list of veteran athletes who are still playing elite sports into their 40s is getting longer. And F1 is no different. Hamilton would race past the age of 40 if he accepted the 2-year deal, but he only needs to follow the lead of one of his former teammates. When the first race of 2023 takes place in Bahrain, Fernando Alonso will be 41 years old, and the Spaniard hasn't shown many symptoms of slowing down, at least slowing down from the form that earned him 2 world championships. There is no reason why Hamilton, who takes excellent care of himself, can't do it if Alonso can. The FIA changed its international sporting code, which will impact the causes that they can support before and during races. Starting this season, drivers must receive written permission from the FIA to make any political, religious, or personal statements. While the new rule doesn't explicitly ban public support for LGBTQ+ groups or other social causes, it does appear to be mostly aimed at Hamilton, given that the 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel, also often politically vocal, is now retired. Hamilton had worn a rainbow helmet and made other gestures supporting the LGBTQ+ community during race weekends. He has also worn shirts in support of the Black Lives Matter movement and a shirt that called for the arrest of the police officers who shot Breonna Taylor. FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem told reporters that the aim of the new rule is to improve and clean up. He would also prefer drivers to stick to driving and leave their private personal agendas at home. Sulayem added that he wants F1 to be apolitical. I have my own personal things, okay, but that doesn't mean I will use the FIA to do them. He said, the FIA should be neutral, I believe. We need the superstars to make a sport. Toto Wolff has, however, stated that there's no bad blood between Hamilton and Ben Sulayem. Would this change be a problem for Hamilton? It'd be interesting to see if Hamilton tries to determine where that line is when the season begins in March. Hamilton's wins might have led to the demands that he's making at Mercedes now. His decade at Mercedes has been one of the most remarkable successes rarely seen before in Formula One. His tally of 82 victories and 6 world titles with Mercedes, scored in 200 starts, are world championship records for a driver at one team. Hamilton, who has 7 world championships to his credit and shares the record for most race victories with Michael Schumacher at 95, is certain that Mercedes' dedication to excellence is the reason for his longevity and ongoing success. I really don't know what the next 5 years hold. I think we're still trying to work on that. There's a lot of great things being put in place, like the production company I just launched this week, but I feel great in my mind and body. I want to continue. I think that there's more stuff for us to achieve together, so I want to be here longer, Hamilton said. Following his painful and contentious denial of an 8th world championship in 2021, Hamilton contemplated quitting the sport, but due to his love for the sport, he opted to keep going. However, in 2022, he got outscored by his new teammate George Russell, and he had his first winless F1 campaign. In 2022, Hamilton's performance was slower than his previous years, and that might have contributed to Mercedes' reluctance to give in to his demands. Another reason for the delay of the contract extension might be Mercedes' poor 2022 season. The Silver Arrows are faced by a series of unending challenges, such as porpoising. Russell described to ESPN what effect porpoising had on him during a race. "I don't have the confidence to attack with the bouncing. It's such a unique feeling from within the car. And when the car's going up and down, you can't throw it into those high-speed corners. So it's tricky to find the right compromise." Later, Hamilton expressed his satisfaction with the progress made by the team during preseason testing in Bahrain. Although the team is still suffering from some problems on the W14, according to Hamilton, the issues with porpoising have been resolved. However, he acknowledged that there's still work to be done in other areas to keep up with their rivals. Mercedes also suffered from too much drag during the 2022 season. When discussing the changes required by the W13, Hamilton said the drag was number 2, or equal number 1. The W13's drag issues were a direct consequence of the adjustments made to alleviate porpoising. The team raised the ride height in order to avoid bouncing and chose a bigger rear wing to create the required downforce. If this contract is to be signed, Mercedes have to prove to Hamilton that they can actually provide him with a winning car. Late last year, Wolff began to downplay the idea that Hamilton's contract will be resolved before the start of the 2023 season in Bahrain. This could indicate that Mercedes is being cautious before committing to Hamilton in the long term, making it less likely that Hamilton will stay in the sport until 2026. "We have a full year to go. In the last 10 years, our relationship has grown so much that it's just a matter of him being physically back in Europe, sticking our heads together, wrestling a little, and leaving the room with white smoke after a few hours," Wolff said in a surprise shift from the notion that it was all but a done deal. Wolff now believes that the full year of negotiations will result in a resolution that's satisfactory to all parties involved. Wolff hopes that during the negotiation process, the two parties can collaborate to come up with a plan that is beneficial to both. It now appears that Hamilton will begin the new season without a contract extension. One thing's certain, though, Mercedes is doing everything they can to ensure a long-term contract for Hamilton, which is really due to the fact that even if they don't provide him with a winning car this year, they're going to have the experience of a 7-time world champion on their team. Given that the previous season showed that Mercedes' unique zero side pod design proved to be genuinely destructive, Hamilton and Mercedes will face a difficult and very challenging season as a result. Hamilton's main concern right now is how his first races of the 2023 season play out. If the contract were inked at the start of the season, it would be one that might bring out the best of the 7-time world champion, and one that he would compete with much greater incentive. So, is your opinion on Hamilton's stay at Mercedes positive? Let us know in the comment section below. And that's about it for today, guys, so award us with a like if you, I don't know, what's the word? Like the video? Haha. Make sure to hit the subscribe button for more amazing F1 content, and thanks for watching.